Hello and welcome. Right, that's oh my life. Seriously, you've the entire. There's nothing anywhere else, and you've you couldn't write this. You really couldn't. Oh, the chat. Right, we do need the. Where is our trailer? It's over there. We need that as well. Well, we don't need it. We could insist that it go. I mean, the silo's smack bang in the middle by design. We are very low, so I think the only worker working will be the combine harvester, who for some reason cannot work out how to reverse and is just peering at the. Oh no! Is it? Is it? Is it? Figured it out? No, it's not. It's a very clever driver. It's got every single direction but forward that it can go, and it cannot figure out that like it just has to reverse, even though it's poor programming. Sorry, Giants, but it is. Yeah, it does it most of the time, so really, why can it not figure it out now? Why has it not got a like a if this then that statement, like to just like say, right, okay, I've hit a blockage, can I go any other way? And the answer to that question would be absolutely yes, I could go every other way but the way that I'm blocked by. It's not rocket science. Programmers that are good. And Giants programmers are good. Oh yeah. Being really nasty. Really, they are very good programmers. I mean, the physics in the game, I'm the first to say, but really, come on. Now that are you going to drop? You are going to drop. We could actually do that. We could do that straight away. Yeah, I'm going to. Also, we should have this on 180s, and we have. Yeah, we're going to sell everything, including the straw, to begin with. I would like to go into Kaz. So we're going to literally. There's a beautiful little 50 cow barn gone that we can afford. Not right this very minute, but we can. So yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to sell everything we can to begin with. Yeah. Do we want auto drop switched on? I don't think we do. I think we're going to go old school. Oh no, I'd forgotten. I've got that mod, haven't I? Which insists upon. Right, we can still not. We don't have to switch on auto drop, but we can do the old manual way. That way we can like drop them wherever we want. Yeah, it's true that not always is auto your best friend. Something like Zilonka reminded me that sometimes it's very, very useful to manually drop them out the way if you've got like a harvester on your field. But we're going to go into a time lapse because this is going to be a bit of a beefy monster, really, and I'd like to get some good traction. Is he reversing? They don't know how to do some weird things. Yeah, anyway, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to this, which we're going to sell in December. I think it was December. Oh my life, they faff around with the corners instead of just going to the corner. This is what DJ Gohan was saying. He is absolutely spot on. Oh no, he's just coming like to reverse to take a bit more off, I think. Yeah, they don't half waste a lot of time. They're just to like chip away at the corner until instead of like I just don't understand it. They are really good in some ways, and then in other ways they're absolutely nutters. And that is down to poor programming. It is, because this kind of automation is all about like, well, if this, then you do that, and if that doesn't work, then try to do that. I mean, Courseplay, if Courseplay can do it, then Giants can do it. And not be nasty, Courseplay, not perfect. Not for 1 minute am I saying that Courseplay is perfect. It too at times is an absolute. But again, Courseplay have overcome some massive. Yeah, I remember begin in FS19, Courseplay for FS19, though exceptionally good, and it really was. It still at times attacked other vehicles. Then they sort of gradually added on late, or maybe it was FS22, where they sort of recognised. I mean, they were supposed to recognise, but it wasn't terribly well. And I'm not having a go. It's very difficult to program that kind of thing. Behaviour. It can take reams and reams of programming. Now I realise Giants have got more than just the AI to go get right in the game. It is a big game this is to get right. So yeah, it's when I'm having comments that say it's poor programming, it is, but behavioural programming is like monstrously. You could literally fill gigabytes of data with just behavioural programming. Although there are only so many directions you can go where you could say if you're blocked, then try another way. That's not really rocket science. It really is, you know, just... Right. I say that I hate programming personally, but I mean, if you are a programmer, then that is your bread and butter. Yeah, me personally, started off my career in IT as a system builder in the very early Pentium 75, really. Before that, really, there were other things that I did. Always been an AMD sort of person rather than an Intel. I don't like the cheating that went on with Intel, with all of the bribery that sort of went on in the... there are lots of cases, so I'm not speaking out of turn. It was called the Intel tax. Yeah, where Intel paid the big companies like Dell and that for using their things and not using AMD, so they almost destroyed AMD. I mean, lots of companies do that kind of like skullduggery. It's not... Yeah, it's underhand, it's bad. Yeah, but it goes on, unfortunately, in the annals of business. Now then, it's going to be doing this little bit of cutting little tiny chips away at the corner. Right, we are going to say my things though. Yeah, I could literally, yeah, we could go on about computers and that, but only to someone like me who's a geek is it really interesting, and most of you be like thinking, yeah, well, we're not really that interested. I know some people would be, but yeah. And I suppose it is something to talk about, really. And for once would save a time lapse. Yeah, it's a shame. We're very badly damaged. That's one thing, flicking from one to the other is not showing you like the damage of one in particular. Does it alter if you do that? No, it doesn't. You would think that whatever you'd got selected was the item that you were showing the damage, unless of course these items are both identical, in which case really that's still very accurate. It's true, it is a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, really would like to go on Riverbend Springs, but we've got some yeah, we did some testing. I just literally rewatched the video and editing because it literally filled me with trepidation, because we literally did proper testing as well. We were very scientific, and the trees are not right at the minute. Basically, I delimbed one of the big trees that you often get, not proper forestry trees, but one of the big ones that in FS22 would be one of the big red ones that you'd get a lot of cash for. So I completely delimbed it, apart from these new limbs that you can't actually delimb. So I did every single limb taken off, and we got $484 for a big tree that be worth thousands and thousands of dollars, really. Yeah. Should we be on euros? I believe we should. This is an ever. Don't you know it is? It is in general. We are on a European map, so that scares the living daylights out of me, because they have no. They know we're here, but they don't particularly care, because their programming doesn't tell them to watch out for humans or other equipments. Right, fantastic. Let's get this. Anyway, yeah. Let's go into a time lapse, because I'd like to do both fields and get this entire thing. So that we are making good progress, like going forwards. I mean, we could make these fields really quite large, although we are quite close to our border on this top edge, really. This is quite a large field, though, now, in comparison to what it was before. A lot bigger. Yeah. Right, anyway, yes, work. Let's not keep complaining and bashing giants, even though, again, it is, as I said, it does cause stress. But anybody who comes this early, an early adopter of the game, if you've ever played any, I mean, this is my third iteration of FS. I've gone through all the way through FS19, all the way through FS22. Oh, and so therefore know what to expect. FS19 was a train wreck. I think probably of all of the iterations I've been, it was worse than FS22. FS22 was not right, but it was much more playable than FS19 was on the day of release. I mean, even content creators were having the difficulty on the day of release of FS19 of making it look good because it really was that bad. Yeah, FS25 likewise. The changes in forestry, that kind of forestry. I haven't done any proper forestry because I intend not to. I'm not a... No, it is true. Background, for those who don't know, really, I did cut my teeth on forestry. I have got high blood pressure, and I find forestry a bit stressful. I did Silver Run because it was like a DLC, and I used... yeah, I used it was proper forestry, so I don't mind doing that. It's picking them up afterwards. Again, the fact that Giants have got those fantastic containers now, that made the difference to me, and I thought, I reckon I can do this. Because auto-load was the way I did it when I was pleasing myself before in FS19 when I used to decimate entire forests. So I'm no stranger to forestry. The ones that really, have always scared me are those horrible trees like you've got in Riverbend Springs, or like you had on I'm trying to think of the name of the map, the one that was in FS19, the American map. It begins with R, I know it does, but I can't think of it. And I love that map as well. I did it again in FS22 because I loved it so much, by Selibuki. Ravenport, that's the one. Yeah, Ravenport, there was hardly any. I don't think there was any proper forestry on that. There may have been the odd tree, but there wasn't any proper forestry. It was all gnarly trees and horrible trees. Those kind of trees, they really... Yeah, I mean, the cranes don't work right, and still in FS22 did not work right. You can sort of make them, if you're good at sort of forestry, you can make it work, but they're not right. They let go when they shouldn't let go, which is why I think still stick to the fact that strap support should be a thing in the game, because you can't do it without properly. It's just a trade-off. I saw Mr. Cecilia it was a forestry Holmacra, I think it was, and he had like a huge craney type thing that had strap support and grapples, so he would make it look... I keep doing that. He would make it look like he was just using the grapple, but obviously he was using the straps, which I think were hidden straps. Alright, okay. Yeah, we do need to have to keep forgetting that we need to do this for these, because where is... Why have everybody disappeared? Why have I lost all my tractors? Oh. Well, we're a little bit quiet. Yeah, we are. Right, let's go grab... We'll grab this one, hook this up to the trailer. Yeah, I've started to pack my mods ready for the mod hub, and I realised, obviously it's strange, but you can go into the... oh my life, you're please not stuck with that after I... No, you're not, right. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than... it's strange, because obviously, and I understand why. If you're going to make a mod, then Giants are not going to make the mod for you. You can go into the Giants editor and you can say make a mod from the game, and it makes a basic... I'm speaking, I know not everyone is going to understand. There's a file in every mod called the mod desk, which is basically, it's a declaration of what that mod is and who it was made by, what version it is, and all that type of thing. And it creates a mod desk for you, a really basic mod desk, but it doesn't create all the bits and bobs that you should have. Now, I do realise that, am I saying that I should expect Giants to make the mod desk for me? I suppose if you're a beginning modder, but then again, if you're going to take modding seriously, then really you're going to have to do it yourself. But that's what I'm saying. It creates a basic mod desk, and then of course you've got to add the elements. Now, I didn't really realise that until I looked and sort of looked at my mod desk and thought, I'm missing multiplayer support. No, there's this setting that says multiplayer support equals true and all that type of stuff. And also I've only got the English description because I was only making it for myself to begin with. Well, the game, when it does a check, now there's nothing wrong with the workings of the mod at all, but it doesn't like the fact that I haven't got French or German description of that. I think the game sort of does it for you, or I could go on Google Translate. I'm really not worried. So yeah, that's something we're going to I've got to do. But with stressing myself out so much with the logging, yeah, I thought, you know, I do want to do it, but it's a new skill, and you've got to have the right kind of frame of mind to do anything like that. And I just haven't got that kind of frame of mind at the present, with having that sort of stress event where it's my stress so high that it's like silly. So I'm like, well, I can sort of create content in my sleep, and I don't mean that in a braggy. So what I mean is, it's an automatic skill that, you know, like, you just crack on with, and I'm quite happy to do that. Right, so let's put that down, and he'll probably, or she will still moan and come backwards before doing whatever they choose to do. Very weird the way that they are. Yeah, I'm keeping the autosave on for a bit because he's completely changing, or she's completely changing their direction. Yeah, I'm keeping it on for a while because it's still a little bit too volatile. I haven't had any breaks since Riverbend Springs was the only total crash I've had. I've had a few weird glitches. The graphic glitches since the big update are better. They're not right, but they are better. Yeah, I've not seen any. Hutan Pantai seemed the worst of all maps. It really was much worse than Riverbend Springs, and we've seen a little bit. Yeah, because it's the game. It's not really a map. It's per se. It is the game itself that's not quite right at present. But yeah, it's. Anyway, I thought we were going to go into a time lapse because this is going to take forever to do these two fields if I don't do that. So yeah, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, that's about that. Yeah, I'm going to leave the... I was going to say plough, but it's not quite a plough, is it? But yeah, I'm going to leave the subsoiler. That's the right word. Yeah, the subsoiling. So the next session, as soon as we start, I do love that feature. That is really cool. It is. That's a massive help. You just set your workers going, and then next time they just crack on. I really like that. Oh, I think that's a really good. Okay. So it prefers not quite on the grate to being on the grate. So it's not quite right. Like a lot of other things. Does it bother me? No, not that kind of thing, doesn't. It's functional. Yeah, so a goodly way. I was thinking if we start the prep on that next in August, is it August or September? I think it is August for canola. I'm sure we can sow it in. Yeah, we can August. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Let's just finish that last bit of bale on the. Yeah, also I'd like to see how well we actually did with the bales on this session. Yeah, just to see how many we did. We're not going to finish this one, I don't think, but yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed about the weeding. Obviously, the weeding's not right as well, because we saw it definitely said small weeds on that field, and they are definitely not playing ball with a normal weeder. So yeah, that is rather annoying. So how many bales did we do in the session? We did 20. Not bad, not bad there, because they're big bales. 20 times 11 tons, so it's well over 200,000 litres. Although I keep correcting myself and saying 1,000 litres. Well, 1,000 litres is a metric ton, so it is still a ton, really. I don't know if volume's the same as weight. Yeah, really. So yeah, I don't know whether it's interchangeable, truthfully. So that's done about 2/3 of the field. It's not a small field, really. Although we can see there's a lot of scope for increasing the field size, but also where you see this brown banding, that's all forestry. And I've got to be honest, I do not fancy tangling with forestry at all at present, having had a bit of a tangle on Riverbend Springs. There's a lot of space here for an additional field, though. Obviously the shop's technically an hour square. There's room to expand that one quite a bit as well, to make that larger. We could put 4 and 3 together, but I think sometimes you don't always want the same crop. In time, we may, to begin with, want all canola and all, because especially as we're trying to sell crop itself. I mean, if we got a cheap planter, it would. Again, sometimes it's now we've got a 12-meter canola. It's not a bad thing to do, is to do all of our fields as canola, and maybe keep some back for oil and some we sell, and we sort of rinse and repeat that. We've now got 2 tractors. It does mean you can leave one doing things like that whilst you do the baling. Obviously we've got no means of lifting the bales at present, but we have got quite a few. I didn't quite look at, I thought 20 some, but we didn't do many. 24 bales in total that we've actually done. Also, how much did we do of the oats? 29, almost 30 tons of. Did we actually stick any in that? I think we did. We might have a little bit more, because it doesn't read in trailers, I don't think. No, we didn't actually. No, I think I emptied it. Well, I obviously did, because there's none in there. Oh, there is. That's not quite right. I thought I'd put some in, but whether because that's would almost be like full, and so it doesn't. It could have just crashed as well. Yeah, it might be not particularly like the fact that I've increased the capacity. Although I don't get any errors when you go into the store. You get errors if you have done something wrong. The only thing I have done wrong, according to, and this was only if I'm literally mod tubbing the things, is that I haven't put it in English. French and German. That needs doing, and also I've not put multiplayer equals true. So yeah, they like that to be ready to like go, and also I think there's something else I've got to do for support for consoles, which I am of course going to do, because I have an awful lot of console watchers. I do, so I've got to share the love. I do greatly feel for the console players in certain ways. But I mean, I've got to be honest, this particular iteration of FS really does address a lot of issues that console players have had for many, many years. So that these workers are now actually not bad at all. But I'm going to leave it right down to 1,000. Do we take this through till tomorrow? Because it'll still trundle along, because we've done everything we've got to do. And I realise we could do. Yeah, I think we will, and we'll go till it's July, August, last 8 o'clock month. Let's just see if we're going to get a good or a bad tick up. And don't rely on them. You can't. It can be as little as 2,000 or as high as we've seen a couple of like 9s, rarely, but it's all good. Yeah, 3-1. So we're up to 5-5. Fantastic. I doubt we'll be able to afford anything, but you never know. Beautiful Bedner Swift. The ideal power level. Half price. We've got... Yeah, I'm going to say I'm not really worried, to be honest. We've got beautiful Tedder, which I very rarely use, usually having the Omatana, but at present we haven't got anything like that. So yes, let's have a look how our... because I'm really not our spinach field, I'm really not sure on like how that actually works. So it's dark green. I would say, yeah, it did really do some damage then. For some reason, something did damage to that field. I'm sure it's not supposed to, because we're using the one and only piece of equipment that is supposed to do the job. So therefore, yeah, that's going to turn definitely overnight, and we will call Mike from Oxbow and ask him if we can like borrow it one last time, and then we're going to replace that. And I don't know if spinach grows like sugar cane or whether it just dies, you know. And you can, I mean, and don't get me wrong, we're going to have to rip it up anyway, no matter what, because we can't. I can't keep going with the story that we're being lent something by Mike. It's got to be believable. There can be reasons for somebody approaching usually bigger farms than us, but for all, I could be a famous writer, and therefore they really want to. Yeah. Oh, there's still a bit of weirdness going on. Sometimes as you approach the graphics, they do a bit of like frizzing, which is a bit strange. But yeah, I haven't noticed it so much now, but it used to, before the major update, you could look at the meshes, like the grass, and the graphics would go from low res to high res. They would go thicker and horribler, and then they'd go to the nice, thin, intricate graphics. That seems to have gone for the main. There's still a bit of weirdness with this. Ground deformations is causing issues a little bit with graphics, not like with actually the gameplay, but yeah. Anyway, that's how I'm going to leave it. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.